The PA School interview is the final boss of the entire PA School application. You've poured countless hours, an insane amount of energy, and let's be real, a whole lot of money into your application. You've conquered all of the prereqs, you slayed the personal statement, and you defeated the CASPA beast. But now you're facing the final hurdle, and it feels like it holds the entire weight of your entire future. And it does. You're probably worried about saying the wrong thing. What if your mind goes blank on a tough question? And how do you stand out from a dozen other amazing applicants sitting in the exact same spot as you? What if you sound too rehearsed? Or worse, what if you sound arrogant? And what if they ask you something that you're completely unprepared for? In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you some hacks that will not only calm your nerves, but will make you one of the most memorable applicants of the entire day. We're going to move past the basic advice and into the mindset shifts and real strategies that separate the average applicant to the accepted students. I'm going to share the prep and the mindset hacks that will completely change how you walk into your interview. Plus, I'm also going to give you some specific frameworks and word-for-word strategies for the top 3 questions that they ask during the interviews. As a practicing PA who has been on both sides of the table, I've seen what works and what doesn't work. And I've also seen what makes a candidate unforgettable. It's not about having a perfect answer for every question. It's about showing them who you are, why you fit, and why you are undeniably ready for this. So let's get right into it. Before we touch on specific questions, we need to reframe this entire day. Your mindset walking into the room is more than half the battle. These aren't just tips, they are fundamental shifts in how you see the day. So hack number 1, you're a confident storyteller, not a contestant. First things first, stop thinking of this interview as an interrogation. It's not. If they invited you for an interview, that means you're already qualified on paper. The interview isn't about reproving that you're smart. It's just about revealing the person behind the application. Your new job title of the day is just confident storyteller. Every question is just an invitation to tell a story. It's a chance to connect a fact or a story or an experience you had, and then tie it into your future as a PA. I want you to use the fact, story, relevance framework. For any key trait that you have, whether it's resilience, compassion, or work ethic, don't just state it. Tell them a story that proves it, such as a quick anecdote about how you overcame a specific challenge, and then show its relevance. For example, if it's resilience, tell them, and that resilience is going to be crucial when I'm managing complex patient cases in a fast-paced clinic. This little framework is your secret weapon against dry, robotic answers. It turns your points into memorable ones. It's the difference between saying, I'm a team player, and telling a great story when you encountered a difficult situation and how you handled it, and how that is going to help you in the future as a PA. Stories are what stick. Hack number 2, adopt the patient perspective. This hack is all about how you interact with every single person that day from the moment you walk out of your car. I want you to treat everybody that you interact with that day, even other students that are interviewing, with empathy, active listening, and respect that you would give your future patients. The skills of a great PA aren't just clinical, they're deeply human. They're watching to see your empathy, maturity, and your ability to communicate under pressure. This means that when an interviewer is asking you questions, you're actually listening, not just waiting for your turn to speak. And when you answer, you're thoughtful and you're clear. Here's a powerful strategy. Acknowledge them as people. A simple, I can imagine it's going to be a long day interviewing lots of people, so I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me, can be incredibly effective. It shows that you have self-awareness and empathy. Those are core traits of a great PA. This small shift in perspective changes you from a nervous applicant into a compassionate professional in training. And trust me, they will feel that shift. And hack number 3 is you want to research beyond their homepage. Look, every applicant going in researches the homepage. They'll glance at the mission statement and maybe name drop a class, but you have to go deeper. To really stand out, you need to find a genuine personal connection to that program's unique identity. This means maybe digging into faculty research. Find a professor whose work actually interests you. Read their abstract about one of the pages that they've published. This lets you ask truly impressive questions that are specific. Okay, Dr. Smith, I saw that you did some research in rural communities. I was wondering if the students here get an opportunity or chance to get involved with that. The faculty is going to be very impressed that you actually took the time to dig in and research. That level of specific enthusiasm shows that you don't want to just go to any PA school. You want to go to that PA school. Alrighty guys, so next we're going to get into word for word strategies for the top 3 questions you're likely to get asked. So question number 1 that almost all the schools ask everyone is, why do you want to become a physician assistant? This is the big one, and it's a minefield of cliches. Everyone says, because I want to help people. I like science. I want a work-life balance. These are not going to cut it. They're generic and they don't tell a unique story. You have to show them that this career is the only logical conclusion of your specific journey. Use this framework: the spark, the proof, and the future. First, the spark. Start with a personal moment of how the PA profession came on your radar. This is going to be your origin story. And it can go something like this. My journey toward becoming a PA really started when my grandfather was in the hospital. The doctors were brilliant, of course, but it was the PA who took the time to sit with our family, draw diagrams, and explain the treatment plan in a way we could all understand. That was a spark for me. The second is the proof. Connect the spark to your actions. How did you follow up on that interest? This is where you bring in your experience. As an example, after seeing that, I knew I had to learn more. I started shadowing PAs in both primary care and the ER. I saw the collaborative nature of the role firsthand, and that lateral mobility allows for a lifetime of learning, which really clicked for me. So you're giving them evidence that this is a deliberate, well-researched choice. You weren't bouncing around, you weren't an ophthalmology tech, you weren't a dental tech. You were really focused on a PA. And finally, the future. Link your past and your present to the future at their program. As an example, my experiences have solidified my commitment. I believe the PA's role, with its balance of autonomy and teamwork, is the perfect fit for me. I'm especially drawn to how your program's mission of serving rural community aligns with where I hope to make an impact as a PA. Those tips are super high impact. Almost none of the students are doing them. If you apply those, you're going to stand out. Question number 2 that is almost guaranteed to be asked is, what is your greatest strength? The trap here is to give a boring, unproven adjective like hardworking or organized. The interviewers have heard this a million times. A great answer choice showcases a character trait you've earned through experience. I'm going to give you another framework of how to answer this question, and that is quality, the origin story, and the application. So first, the quality. Name a specific character strength, not just a skill. Go deeper. Instead of organized, maybe it's poised under pressure. Instead of smart, maybe it's insatiable curiosity. But I think one of the best character traits is empathy. The second part to this framework is the origin story. The key is you have to prove it. And it can go something like this. I'd say my greatest strength is my ability to connect with people from a completely different background. I really developed the skills working as a scribe in a busy urban ER. I had to learn on the fly how to build rapport with patients who were scared, in pain, and frustrated. I learned to listen not just to what they were saying, but their body language, to validate their feelings before we even got to the clinical stuff. You see, this provides concrete proof because you've had the experience. And finally, the application. Connect that strength directly to being a PA. This is an example. As a PA student, this will help me learn from my preceptors and connect with my classmates. And as a future PA, it will be the foundation of my practice, allowing me to build the trust that's so essential for great patient care. Question number 3. Describe a time that you worked with the team. The PA profession is all about collaboration. This question is flat out whether you can play well with others or not. Your answer has to show that you thrive in a team setting. Here's the framework: the context, the challenge, and the contribution, and the outcome. First, the context. Set the scene and be specific. This is an example. When I was a patient care tech on the ortho floor, I was part of a care team for a tough post-op patient who was really struggling with their pain and refusing to work with the physical therapy. Second, the challenge. What was the specific problem? The patient was getting more and more withdrawn and wasn't hitting his mobility goals, which worried the whole team, the nurses, the physical therapist, and the surgeon. Third, the contribution. This is the most important part. What did you do? As an example, I noticed during my charts with him that he was a huge classic rock fan. So before his next PT session, I talked to the physical therapist and suggested we try playing some of his favorite music. I spent a few extra minutes with the patient talking about bands and framing the PT session as a team effort to get him as strong enough to go to the concerts again. And lastly, the outcome. What happened? The mood completely changed. The patient was more engaged, and while it was still hard, he met his goals for the day. It was something small, but it taught me that everyone on the team, no matter their title, can make a huge difference just by paying attention. That kind of collaborative, patient-first approach is exactly what draws me to being a PA. Guys, what I just gave you guys here is amazing advice. You're rarely going to find it anywhere else. If you guys want more tips like this, please join my Skool community. The link is going to be in the description. I am also doing mock interviews for you guys if you join the Skool community. Right now, it's very cheap. It's only $9 a month. You guys can quit at any time. This is an insane amount of value for what you guys are paying for. I wish I had this before I started PA school during the interviews. It's a huge resource. The other cool thing is that you guys can reach out to other pre-PA students in the community, ask them questions, tips, and you guys can share everything there. If you guys have any questions or anything, please leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them for you. I hope you guys found this helpful. Take care.